So I'll be just talking about the Carnatic music concert format, because you all are eventually, you can be professionals. Even though if you have another profession, you can still perform concerts and accompany, etc. Right? So it's good to have a very, very good understanding, about the general format of Carnatic music. So this format of a Carnatic music concert, I'll make some notes. Sorry. The format of Carnatic music concert was introduced by, anyone knows who introduced the Carnatic music concert format? Riyakudi Ramanujayyankar. Okay, he was a great musician of olden days, and he's the one who introduced this format, and people started following that format. So when it comes to Carnatic music, it has two types of music. One is Kalpita Sangeetam, another one is called Manodharma Sangeetam. Who can say what is Kalpita Sangeetam? Traditional and already composed, already set. The Carnatic music Kritis that you are learning, Varnams you are learning, the Geetams, everything is already set, right? The tune is already composed. So such songs are known as Kalpita Sangeetam. And then you have Manodharma Sangeetam. So who wants to? Okay, only two people always answer. Other people just smile. On the spot, improvisation, right? That is Manodharma Sangeetam. These are the two types of music you will see in a concert. So before going into that, one more question is, before this concert format was introduced and people started performing like a concert, right? In the King's Court or wherever they used to perform, what would have been the format of Carnatic music Kritis and how people would have used it? Kalpita Sangeetam, Manodharma, that's all already there. But there was not a systematic concert format, right? They travel, they go to temples and all, and they will sing like bhajans, traditional bhajans, and it was more devotional of nature. So when it is more devotional, obviously the Manodharma Sangeetam part might have been much lesser, right? When it became, when the concert system started, it became more technical and more of the Manodharma Sangeetam was introduced. So you can say Carnatic music is a blend of discipline and creativity. Discipline is the Kalpita Sangeetam and the creativity is the Manodharma Sangeetam aspect. So this is a rough concert format overview. Generally, it can slightly vary here and there, but this is how generally, you pick the Kritis, the order of Kritis and all in a concert. We generally start with a Varnam. So today when we performed, we started with which Varnam? You should not tell that. It was a Navaraga Malika Varnam, Balachi Bachi, right? It's a very unique Varnam. There are not many Varnams like Raga Malika. Most of the Varnams are in single Ragam. The reason is that you are learning a Varnam to learn that particular Raga. The whole purpose of learning a Varnam is to learn that particular Raga. The Varnam has all the different formations, the phrases, everything. Right? So it is easy to learn the Raga through a Varnam. Then it is followed by Kritis, shorter Kritis. Generally, you can pick. So you can start with a Ganesha Kriti. So for anything according to the Hindu tradition, we always pray to Lord Ganesha before you start something, right? So same thing in the concert format also, we start with Ganesha Kriti after Varnam. Varnam is more like a warm-up. It's an exercise also. Varnam is a Abhyasa Ganam as well as Abhyasa Ganam means the practice exercise as well as a performance piece. Whereas Kritis are all more of a performance piece rather than an exercise, right? Start with the Ganesha Kriti, followed by a Devi Kriti, because Goddess Saraswati is considered to be the deity, who is handling all this music and literature, everything, right? So then we go with Goddess Saraswati, or any goddess for that matter. Saraswati is one of the forms of the goddess, right? So any goddess song, followed by different composers, different deities. So when you pick the list of songs, generally we try to mix up the ragas and the talas and the composers. It should not be like the same tala back to back, it will be a little bit monotonous, right? So to have a change, one song if it is in Adi Talam, the next song you might want to choose in Rupaka Talam, another song in Misra Chapter, another song in Khanda Chapter, another song Deshadi Talam. What is Deshadi Talam? Only Maya is answering. This side boys, okay, there is
Adi Talam where the Edipu is 3 from each
yeah. So Adi Talam with after 6 aksharas it is starting. Edipu means the commencing of the song, of the Kriti. So like Tyagaraja Kriti is like Banduditi Kulu, Manavyala Kinchara, Tate. Those are all starting after Giriraja Sudha. You have learned Raghuvamsa Sudha are the popular ones starting in Deshadi Talam. So variety of Talam, variety of Ragams. Variety of Ragam, when I say the same Melakarta Ragam also should not be chosen. The first song, if it is in Mayamala Janyam, next one again another Mayamala Janyam, it's a different raga but the same. It doesn't sound good, it sounds very similar, right? So we want to choose a different Melakatta Ragam or a Jani Ragam of another different Melakatta Ragam. So like that also, all these varieties you have to keep that in mind when you choose the list of songs. So what are the things? One is Tala, then now we said Ragam. What is another thing that you have to look at? Composers, yeah. Same composer back to back also, it might be in the same style also the Kritis. Might want to include different composers. Who are the prominent composers of Carnatic music? Okay, like Tyagaraja. Sure. Muthuswami Dikshidhar, yeah. Then another one, Shama Shastri. Those three, Tyagaraja, Muthuswami Dikshidhar and Shama Shastri are called the music trinities, right? Trimurtis or Mumurti, which mean the trio. They were contemporaries, lived how many years back approximately?
200 century.
Yeah. About 200 to 250 years, right? Then other composers, few other names. Who was known as the father of Carnatic music? Sri Purandaradasa, yeah. He is known as the father of Carnatic music. Then who is the mother? It's the next question, right? Some kid actually asked me. Okay, Mysore Vasudevacharya is another composer. Okay, Tejas. Swati Tirunal Maharaja, so he was a king in Kerala. He is also a very good composer, so many compositions. Pattanam Subramanya. So some of the composers have composed Varnams. You might not hear many Kritis from them, but they have composed specifically Varnams. Right? So all these varieties you have to keep in mind when you list out the songs for concert. So after Kritis, then one submain will be there. Submain will be main and submain, or the RTP. What you see like RTP is called Ragam, Tanam, Pallavi. Okay. So all these three will have improvisation. A lot of Manodharma possibilities are there. So what are the Manodharma possibilities? We'll come to that in the next session. And there is a Taniya Avartanam. Taniya Avartanam is the percussion solo, like a Mridangam, Khadam, Genjira, any other instrument that you have seen in Carnatic music concert other than Mridangam, Khadam and Genjira. No, percussion instrument. Tabla not in Carnatic music. Tabla is Hindustani music instrument. That is khadam. Kanjira I already told. Okay. Tabil, yeah, sometimes they use that in Carnatic music, but it is not really like when the fusion started, the Jigalbandi or what you call different genres get together. Tabil also was introduced later on. It goes more mainly with the Nadaswaram in the temples. Khadam is the earthen chord and more sang. Yeah, more sing or more sang. They keep it in the mouth and like that sound will come. Yeah, many instruments we have adopted. Like violin is also not a South Indian instrument, right? It's a Western instrument we adopted. They say like a violin, kind of violin, the same shape and existed in India. Like there are the sculptures in temples, olden temples, 2000-year-old temple also you might have seen, like sculptures holding like something like a violin. They call it yar. In Tamil they call it yar. Okay, so Taniyavathanam is the percussion solo to show their expertise, right? And then tukkadas. Have you heard the word tukkada? Post Pallavi session also they say. Pallavi is the main piece, means after that you will be singing lighter version, Kritis. Those are called tukkadas. And like Tilana. Tilana mainly used for dance, Bharatanatyam and all. But nowadays it's also used in Carnatic music concert. Towards the end they will do the Tilana to show more expertise in the Talam. And then culminate with the Mangalam. Mangalam is an auspicious raga they choose, right? So that's what we already discussed, the warm-up piece. What is the warm-up piece? Varnam, yeah. And then why, like when you sing a Varnam, it's like a warm-up and it establishes the Shruti. And it establishes the Laya. Laya, what is Layam? Laya is Talam only. Okay, the tempo, right? So just to set all those things, with the Shruti you have to align, with the Talam you have to align. So Varnam helps for all those things. And it can also be like a mic test. The audio person can adjust the sound on the fly. And generally it is sung in medium tempo, sometimes in 2 speeds. Today we played the Varnam in 2 speeds, first and second speeds. Then the shorter compositions. Why shorter compositions? So there is a logic behind this order, this structure.
Is it so that it can lead up to the main piece?
Yeah, it can lead there, right? To build momentum. Slowly you start and then picks up speed. And then there will be minimum improvisation. In the sub-main, but any other concert when you are doing, you should watch out for all these things. Like Sridhani is doing, you have to make notes, which raga, by the order of the songs. Then you will get more and more familiar with. Always try to put talam, just for yourself. You don't show it to the, artist show because they can get messed up, right? Just practice for yourself. Talam has to become automatic. It has to become mechanical. So the more number of times you put the same talam, automatically it will come. You will never go wrong. But once in a while, if you put, it's hard to keep up with the talam. And even if you are listening to like a recording, YouTube video or something, still you put the talam. Have you heard the word Neraval? What is Neraval? It's okay.
I was basically going to say something that you take like a particular sangati of the piece and then you do improvisation on that.
Right. So one of the lines you take, and originally it might be in some tune, but you have the freedom to improvise on that line and create different versions of the same line. So each sangati, there are different variations. Each sangati will have a particular kind of emphasis. Okay, I will tell you one example, which was the second song, first song after the Varnam we have played. Vinayaka Ninnu Vina Brochutaku, right, in Telugu, composed by Ramakrishna Bhagavatar. Vinayaka Ninnu Vina Brochutaku, which means Vinayaka, other than you, who else is there to protect me? Brochutaku, wherever you naru Viknaraja, who else is there? to protect me. That's the meaning. So there are different sangadis. 3 sangadis we are playing for that. Right? I will tell one example also. Say for example, you are at home and your mom is cooking something in the kitchen. I told you the same example, right? Okay. So you want something. Maybe you are asking for water, 1 glass of water. So first you will ask, Amma, I need some water. Okay, because she is in the kitchen, maybe the cooker is whistling, she didn't hear you. Second time, how will you ask? Louder, right? Louder, and you might add something also. Can't you hear? So the emphasis is different second time. Third time, even louder. Maybe you will be shouting out, I am studying here. I thought you get some water for me, right? So same thing. So first, Vinayaka Ninu Vina Rochudagu. First sangadi. Just normally, casually you are telling Vinayaka to protect me, who else is there. Then you wanted to emphasize it a little further. Vinayaka is not listening first time, right? So, Vinayaka Ninu Vina. See how the Vinayaka you are calling first time Vinayaka. Second time is Vinayaka Ninu Vina. Then that was even not enough. You really wanted to shout out. A little bit, angry also, like you are getting mad at Vinayaka. Vinayaka Ninu Vina. So that's why each sangadi, that's what the meaning of all these variations. So when you are singing also, you should actually mean that. Then only you will be able to express the bhavam, the feel behind the sangadis. Neraval is generally selected on a prominent line of the Kriti. Sometimes it could have the Vagayakara Mudra, the composer's name, or something that really means something meaningful. You want to emphasize more on that, more than the composer has expressed, right? So you will choose the lines like that. And then Kalpanaswara is again improvisation of Swaram, Manodharma Swaram or Kalpanaswaras within the Tala cycle.
One question, Pallavi Mattuilla, like any line of that. And in one song, different artists have done Neraval different places. Like no, anywhere. Like
that's what.
anywhere, even. But I'm saying in the same song, even different artists have done in different lines.
Right.
Yeah, it's an artist has the freedom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but majority they use
Mostly from Charanam, yeah.
Charanam.
Because the original composition, you don't really want to, alter it much. But it in the concert format, it has been a norm to do that also. So my guru has not done much Neraval because of the policy that he doesn't want to change the original composition. If you want to show your caliber in composing, you can do the composition by yourself, and he has done that also. Right? And Kalpanaswaram is the Manodharma Swaram, the patterns, the different phrases that will even have mathematical patterns.
Progressions.
Yeah.
the Neraval and Sangatis, they both are same or different?
You use sangadis, different sangadis when you do the Neraval. Neraval is the process of improvising. Yeah.
What's the difference between Neraval and Kalpanaswara?
Kalpanaswara, you will be singing. Anatha Rakshaka. I'm taking that line. Okay. Anatha Rakshaka. Anatha Rakshaka. Anatha Rakshaka. You can change like that, right?
So Kalpana Swara, the improvisation will usually
Of
come at
the-
the end of the line.
Kalpana Swara is, I will show you Kalpana Swara also example. Vinayaka Gari Sari Gabani Sari Gari Da Gabani Vinayaka Gari Risa Sani Ni Baba Gari Risa Sari Vinayaka. These are all Kalpana Swaras or Manodharma Swaras.
So when you're doing Kalpana Swara, you kind of add in your own notes that are in the same genre, but for the other one, when you're
The same lyrics,
you're
the
like
lyrics.
varying the notes.
Correct. The variation of the notes are there, but you are using the lyrics. Here you are not using the lyrics, you are only using the swaras. So you have to adhere to the rules, certain rules when you are doing all these things, but you have the freedom to explore also. So the main piece, when it comes to the main piece, that will be more elaborate and it will be longer also. It will start with a detailed alapana. Alapana is the raga elaboration, right? So in the raga alapana, you will be again improvising using the same swaras of the ragam, but you are not constrained by the thalam. When you do alapana, you don't have to put thalam, right? Just improvise this Hamsadhvani raga. Tadarana It's very short. Even the alapana, short alapana like this, like when we played Vinayaka, we could have played like that. But if it's going to be a main piece, Hamsadhvani, then you have to elaborate more. You know what I mean? Maybe for a few minutes. And here again the Neraval and swaras will come, which we already saw in the subplane also.
So one question on the previous slides.
Uh-huh.
The alapana, is that always before the actual
Song.
starts?
Correct.
So you basically finish your, or maybe start off with your arohanam and just develop on that.
Yeah, based on the Arohana is like, see, to come to your house, we need that your address, right? Arohana is like that, it's the address of the raga.
Right.
And then you put that in the GPS and you keep driving, right, in the same route. But you don't look at the GPS and continuously drive. You have to look outside the real situation, you have to observe. So same way the sound, how the raga is going and all, it's your intuition. But it has to be within the framework of the swaras of the Arohana, the route in which the Arohana goes.
So it's not really how it's not that you get, it's not the fact that you get there, but it's more how you get there. Or is it the other?
Yeah. So if it is a short kriti, maybe it's just about how just about getting there. You go straight. You can probably sing the whole Arohana in a Karam style. And in the alapana, you'll be using the syllables like ta, da, ri, na. If you are a singer, you'll be using ta, da, ri, na. These are the 4 syllables that use. Ta, da, ri, na, ra, ta, ra, ta, da, ri, na, na, ta, da, ri. Which ragam is this? I switched from Hamsadhvani. It's very close to Hamsadhvani because only one swara is changing. It is Mohana. It's hard to guess a ragam if you don't have the Shruti in the background. Because you don't know the sa, right? If you have the Shruti, then it's easier to identify the swaras. So the swaras are very, very much related to the Adhara Shabdam, the basic sa. After the main item, there will be like a percussion solo, Kanyavatana will be there, and then you move on to Ragam, Tanam, Pallavi. It's not mandatory to sing a Ragam, Tanam, Pallavi. Taraka Brahmaswarupani, Tamaras Virojini. Only that one line is there. Then you do the Raga Alapana, you do the Neraval, you do the Kalpana Swaras, everything based on that line. And even that also, Tanam is another introduction here. Tanam means you will be using the syllables Ta and Nam. Same like Alapana, but there is a rhythm also. Not specifically, particularly any specific Talam, but there will be a rhythm also. Tanam tattanum tattanum tum tanam tatta anam tanam tanam tatta. There are patterns like that in the Tanam. So it's a lot of elaboration. I'm very shortly saying this. It will take a lot of time. If it's a Raga Tana Pallavi, elaborate Alapana followed by Tanam, and then you sing the Pallavi, the line, and you have the freedom to improvise. You can do Neraval, you can do Swaras, and you can do mathematical calculations. Some of, yeah, right? There's a mathematical part. Gari sa dapa is 5 aksharas. We sang 3 times.
What does the ragam entail? Is it just like an alapana?
Tanam.
The ragam?
Yeah, ragam in the RTP is the alapana before the. You pick 1 or 2 ragam for the RTP. He's asking ragam tan R and
Oh, okay, ragam, yeah. Some Pallavis can be in a couple of ragas also, like a Raga Malika also. You can have multiple ragas sometimes. And towards the end of the improvisation of Swaras and all, you can deliberately do Raga Malika. You don't need to stick to the same raga. You started Taraga Brahma Suruni in Kalyani, and then you can include other ragas that you like also. Very appealing ragas you can include. That will be like it will break the monotony, right? Everything same ragam, you might want to change, right?
I think he's asking in RTP ragam means alapana. Is it
Correct. Yeah. He got your question correctly. Is that what you asked? Yeah. Okay. Then Tukra session.
I think you skipped the last one.
Last which one?
This one.
Mathematical patterns.
Oh, no, never mind. Sorry.
We already covered that. Yeah.
He's keeping you honest.
Okay. Tukra session, the light pieces, symbol like bhajans or padams, javalis, right? Then Tilanas also Tukra session only. It's an emotional connect. People will wait for the second half of the concert to listen to such songs. They'll be very beautiful. You can really be involved in listening to those songs. Can anyone tell one example of a Tukra song?
Bhajan.
Which bhajan? Krishnani Begane Baru, right? So these like that. That's a Ganesha song, right? And we conclude the concert with Mangalam. Mangalam is, like I told you already, it's an auspicious piece. Madhyamavadi is considered to be like a auspicious raga to end, very pleasant, nice raga. Sometimes Tyagaraja Puridi called the Pavamana is used in Saurashtrian ragam. Some people sing Ramachandra Janaka. Also in Madhyamavati people sing Bhagida Lakshmi Baramma.
I've heard this term called Virittam in some concerts.
Yes, that's a good point. So Virittam is again something like a Neraval, you can say, but it's originally not set to any tune. It's just like a shloka you can take. And in Virittam there won't be any talam also, no talam, just more like alapana, but you'll be using the lyrics of the shloka.
Where before the song? Where do we use
Virittam before the song.
Before
So, say for example you are going to sing a song in Sindhu Bhairavi, you can do Venkata Chalanalayam you are singing. So you can take a shloka from, it's about Vishnu, right? So you can take a Vishnu shlokam and improvise that in the Ragam Sindhu Bhairavi. Just like a short intervention. Instead of Alapana, you can use the Virittam. Concluding piece and then gratitude. To say thank you. Not only after the last piece. Every time you get an applaud, you have to do like join your palms and say thank you or namaste, something, right? Or at least the gesture, it's very important to practice all those things. Those things only by practice it will come. That's why the Griha Sangeetam is there, so that you can practice. So it's not about listening to the lectures like this. You have to go and attend concerts, live concerts. Otherwise, you will never gain the experience and knowledge. I had a lot of opportunities to attend live concerts of my guru. Like I was fortunate to go along with him. I have played tambura for his concerts, and I have learned so many things on the stage just by observing without him teaching. So that you can get only like that. So practice using then structured format about the concept, the structured format we already discussed, and then creativity within the rules. Kalpita Sangeetam and Manodharma Sangeetam. That's what it is meant. So it's very much like life. Like life has a structure, right? For everyone is the same, right? You go through a certain format within certain rules, but you have the freedom to improvise also. You can decide who you want to become, what you want to study, what job you want to do, right? Everything you have the freedom, but still everyone has to work for their living. The general format is there, structure is there. And I'm concluding the Lec-Dem, giving the advice. One is to observe concerts, practice regularly. Regularly means daily. Okay, every day. Daily practice is important. At least for Lalguru, I lived in Lalguru sir's house, right? Gurukulam. He used to tell you, keep your violin by the side of your bed only. Morning, as soon as you get up, don't even go and brush your teeth. Just take the violin and play something just 5 minutes and then go to the morning routine. So that's how your connection should be with your instrument. Even if you're a singer, maybe you might want to brush. And develop creativity also again by practice. And you should try, keep trying, but something by yourself. Listening also is important. Listen and then try by yourself. Some things you have to learn by yourself also. Everything cannot be taught by a teacher. Right? You learn from the teacher, you learn from your friends, and then you learn by yourself. And there is another part which is grace, it comes automatically if you have the required desire for that. I don't know what to say. What does that say?
You only have to practice on this and why.